with another banger. So please smash that like button, you guys, and subscribe. And yeah, man, merch coming soon, man. Merch coming soon. Merch coming soon. But yeah, man, I want to talk about this Logan Paul fight versus Mike Tyson, man. Mike Tyson, yo, I can't believe that these two guys are gonna fight. It's wild, man, that both of these guys are actually gonna fight. That's what the rumor is right now. They're talking about Mike Tyson versus Logan Paul. It's going down in February from what the talks are looking like. The more and more I think about this fight, the more and more I pay attention to what's going on in the media. Man, this fight kind of does make sense because you got to understand Mike Tyson is already a superstar. And Logan Paul is already a superstar, okay? Logan Paul has over 3 million followers on YouTube. He's only 26 years of age. Mike Tyson's over 50 and has been in a lot of brutal fights. Smash that like button as soon as you guys come in here. But he's been in a lot of brutal fights, man. What does Mike Tyson have left? I gotta ask that question. And that goes for you too out there, you guys that are watching this, man. What does Mike Tyson have left? He's proved a lot to us as fans and as media members and stuff like that. He's proven a lot to us. But I just want to know, what does he have left? Logan Paul is a young, hungry, white kid from Ohio, and he's ripped though. He's ripped. He's in shape. He's got that grip, but the only thing that scares me is he's got 2 losses. He fought KSI. Okay, he fought him. He lost. And then he fought Floyd Mayweather and lost. So he fought 2 guys. Okay, he had Floyd Mayweather outweighed by a lot of weight, So you guys got to understand that he could have been a weight bully to Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather was not having it. Floyd Mayweather did not take that lightly, and he trained his butt off. He definitely got everything he needed to do for that fight. He trained hard. He had good sparring, and it showed in the fight, man. Logan Paul, definitely, the Paul brothers are definitely making their name in the sport. It's kind of a gimmick, but a lot of people are paying attention to this. A lot of people are paying attention to both of these guys fight. The more and more I think about it, I think that these guys can move the needle. Just with these guys alone, I think that they could sell, upwards of over 500,000 pay-per-view buys. Just with these two guys alone. Stylistically, can Logan Paul take those shots from a Mike Tyson? Can he take those shots? My personal opinion is, I don't think so. I think Mike Tyson can knock him out, can knock Logan Paul out if he trains right, and if his mind is in it to knock him out. You know what I mean? But like I said, it's got a lot has to go on in the press conference. I think that Mike Tyson's had his eye on Logan Paul for a while. They have a common opponent. Well, they don't have a common opponent, but they have somebody that is pretty big in boxing, and they know each other. And they was at the WBC convention. Floyd Mayweather's talked to Mike Tyson and grew up with Mike Tyson, and was at Mike Tyson's fights, and Mike Tyson was at Floyd Mayweather's fights. So they have that common thing in there, and Logan Paul lost to Floyd Mayweather, and there was always that who's the best in our generation, and the generation that I came in is Floyd Mayweather, but the generation before mine was Mike Tyson. And, Mike Tyson was feared by a lot of people. He was a really, really good fighter. And, but he's not in his prime anymore. Will Logan Paul, be able to, and another thing, how many rounds would this fight be? I would say that Logan Paul could push him to the deep waters, but we don't know the rounds. We don't know we don't know, we don't know the sanctioning. We don't know everything that's going on. Headgear, no headgear. Is it going to be an exhibition? Is it gonna be, you know what I mean? Like, what's going on with it? You know, we don't know. Is WBC gonna come up with some goofy belt to put on display for this fight? And like I said, right now we do not know. But I did want to touch on this. I'm gonna do some back-to-back live streams. This is one. I'm gonna do another live stream after this as well. Corey, I got a question. It says, is like Tyson a all-time great in your opinion? My opinion, Mike Tyson is definitely an all-time great. Mike Tyson in his prime is probably one of the most influential boxers of this generation. You know, he's done so much for the sport. He's an awesome fighter. Well, he was an awesome fighter. Definitely first ballot Hall of Famer. You know, held the, you know, unified the division, and you know, did a whole lot of things for the sport of boxing. Did he do a lot of wrong? Yes. You know, well, we're not gonna highlight everything that he did bad, because we can do that with everybody in the sport. You know, I mean, Logan Paul did some. He said some things that, you know, a lot of people didn't like. You know, so he had to come out and apologize for that. So, you know, both guys have their downs, and you know, just like in life, everybody has their ups and downs. But you got to understand, Mike Tyson is at a better place, I think, now, smoking that marijuana. And I think he's just doing good. I think he's, you know, I think he's in a better place mentally. He's got a steady wife. He's been married 3 or 4 times. I don't even know how many times. I mean, but the wife he's with now, I think, loves him and cares about him. And actually, they say if you have a happy wife, happy life. That's what they say. So maybe Mike Tyson is definitely you know, going through with that motto. Andre in the chat, salute to Andre in the chat. He says, do you think Plant can make history and pull off the upset? We're going to talk about that next. I was actually... Yeah. That thing done kicked me off, man. But, Chad, I'm going to do another live stream, you guys.